I'm really excited about this topic because if you are thinking about moving to North Idaho, you probably want to know how you are going to be received by the locals. It's a very small town here in North Idaho, and I grew up in a small town in Southwest Washington, and we were very proud of our local status. So I understand this sentiment of like, I was here first, that some locals feel. I used to be on the other side of that equation. However, our small town was so great that, like North Idaho, it grew and grew and grew until it was so big that we actually decided to move and to raise our family in a different small town, aka here in North Idaho. In this video, I'm going to give you my honest opinion and also my experience of how I have been received here in North Idaho as a transplant from Washington. And if you haven't watched my videos before, you may not know, we moved here about 2 years ago from Washington State. And I'm also going to talk about the most common reasons local Idahoans are not happy about the growth in 𝐤𝐤𝐤 County and therefore not happy about us new people moving in. Thank you for watching. My name is Leslie Simpson. I am a realtor here in the Coeur d'Alene area. I'm actually licensed in both Idaho and Washington. So if you are thinking about buying in the Spokane area, I can still help you. I sell homes in Coeur d'Alene, Hayden, Athol, Rathdrum. I go out to the Silver Valley as far as Wallace, north to Sandpoint, east to Spokane, and south down to Worley. And then also St. Mary's if you're the best and I really want to help you buy a house. I make videos on this channel about what it's like living in North Idaho and also the housing market in this area, and I upload a new video 1 time a week. So if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe and turn the bell on for notifications so that you don't miss a video. And I'm starting a newsletter. So if you want to get my North Idaho updates, send me an email with newsletter in the title and I'll add you to that list. And in that email, I also include local events that are going on with some market update information. Last but not least, if you're thinking about making a move to North Idaho, don't be shy. I would love to connect about what you're looking for and set up a home search for you on my private website where your data is safe with me. First of all, if you are moving from California, Oregon, or Washington, just so you know, they refer to us as cows. California, Oregon, Washington. Cow. Get it? So there are a lot of us moving into the area. In fact, the Census Bureau released new data in October of 2024, which revealed that in all, almost 82,000 people moved to Idaho from a different state last year, with the highest totals coming from California, Washington, and Oregon. Idaho drew about 17,000 Californians in 2023 and over 14,000 Washingtonians. And we had 7,500 Oregonians join our ranks in 2023. And then following Oregon, 5,500 people moved from Utah to Idaho. Interestingly enough, over 5,000 people moved from Texas to Idaho in 2023. And then after Texas, it was Arizona. They had just 4,000 people move to Idaho from Arizona in 2023. I'm gonna be honest with you, OG North Idahoans do not love this growth. It's kind of like the grumpy grandpa who hates change. We all know that growth is normal, and an area as amazing as this is bound to attract more people wanting to make it home. And you can watch my last video of why CDA is so popular here. Has anyone been rude to me directly about moving? No. They have not been directly rude about moving. When we first moved here, someone got close. I put my kids in a class, and the guy running that class made it pretty clear that all of us moving into North Idaho, we were ruining the area. I guess he did not really want our business very badly because we never went back. He was not very welcoming. So to be honest, there are some downsides for the locals about the growth, and I can relate to that and empathize with them on that. If you look at home prices 5 or even 10 years ago, they were tremendously lower. In 2015, to get a 4-bedroom home on a lot less than 2 acres in 𝐤𝐤𝐤 County, the average price was $264,000. Now, as of November 2024, the average sales price with that exact same search criteria, $750,000. Further, the median home price is really out of sorts compared to the median income in this area. People who were raised here or bought a house 5 to 10 years ago, they can no longer afford to buy. The US Census data website shows that the median household income from the period of 2018 to 2022 was $66,000. Even with 20% down payment, and if you're looking at buying a house at $500,000, if your income is $66,000 for your household and your monthly payment is going to be $3,600 a month with rates how they are, like that's not going to work. So our affordability is just way out of sorts. In general, you can expect people here to be very nice to you and interested in you. Being friendly and welcoming is the North Idaho way. However, like any community, those deep roots are really the ties that bind. And I have found that locals are less likely to welcome you into their like inner circle versus the other transplants who may see a bit of themselves in your own story and are going to give you a much warmer welcome. I do not have a very exciting social existence. I have 4 kids, and my sister also lives here, and she's my best friend, so I may mostly hang out with my family. But I will say that most of our new friends in Idaho are also from Washington, Oregon, or California, with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions. Most of our friends here are also transplants. That is probably mostly like attracting like we're more likely to spend time with people that we can relate to. With more people coming into the area, demand for housing has also increased, and the urban sprawl on the prairie is only just beginning. Locals hate this. They want the prairie to stay the prairie and not be developed. However, Idaho's pretty welcoming to development and developers, so new neighborhoods seem to be popping up left and right. I see new construction as a great thing, as it gives buyers more options and it increases inventory, which helps fight rising home prices. Existing home sellers have a hard time overpricing their homes when someone can buy a brand new house for the same price or less. If you're living in a big city like Seattle, Portland, LA, you know what traffic is, and you know what traffic isn't. I love it when I hear that there's too much traffic now in Coeur d'Alene. During peak hours, there's some congestion on the 95 here that runs north to south from Coeur d'Alene up to Sandpoint. And yes, it can be frustrating. And I'll admit that crossing 95 east to west, that can be a pain. And if I see that green light is turning to yellow, I'm gonna do my best to scoot across that intersection so that I don't have to wait for the entire traffic light signal, because it takes some time. With the increasing population, there are certain pinch points in our roads that really were not designed to accommodate so many people. So while I maintain that we do not have bad traffic in this area, I can agree with the locals who do not like that our infrastructure is a little bit more stressed with the people and really does have to play catch up with the growth. All right, the last point I hear from locals about why they are unhappy with the growth is short-term rentals. There are a lot of short-term rentals here in Coeur d'Alene, so much so that for the last couple of years, the city council has been entertaining the idea of limiting the number of Airbnbs. However, they have not made progress with changing the rules about short-term rentals, and currently there is no moratorium on issuing permits. So in case you're out there looking for an Airbnb, don't panic. But there are some requirements in place, such as if you are operating short-term rental, you have to notify property owners around your rental of what's going on with your property. And there are some rumblings about limiting the percentage of short-term rentals in certain neighborhoods, but it's a tough thing to sort out with lots of potential for litigation. Apparently there is a lawsuit going on in 𝐦𝐨, Idaho, where the short-term rental owners are suing the city. And if you want to know more about that, I did put a link to it in the description down below. So basically, North Idahoans want North Idaho to stay a secret, and some are unhappy that word has gotten out. If you have already moved to North Idaho from another state, I would love to hear from you about how your experience has been.